BassistRadio.com, the best radio, not on radio. We are live at the Detroit Bass Fest 2010, and I have with me Gerald Veasley, and you took him to church. I don't think we wasn't expecting that, but you took us to church on that last one. How you doing tonight?
I'm doing really good. Thank you for having me on your show.
It was just great to just watch you play. I mean, and I know Anthony Wellington was kind of messing with you with the metaphors, but he was right. It's like you play effortlessly up there. You know, it's like you barely touch it, but all these different sounds come out of the bass when you play. And I like the fact that every bass player has their own style. What do you think that comes from?
Well, I think the bass is just an instrument that's still developing in terms of there's so many different ways that you can play it. There's so many genres of music, and there's just been so many great forerunners like Ralph Armstrong, like Anthony Wellington, people who influence other people. And the other thing is that bass players as a community are always checking out other bass players and learning from them. So I think all of that contributes to it.
I did notice that, and as we see here tonight, the bass community is thick, and they are serious, y'all. They do not play. So give us a little bit of your resume.
Well, for many years I worked with the great Joe Zawinul in the Zawinul Syndicate, and I always loved his music from Weather Report days, so I worked for them for about 7.5 years. I toured and recorded with Grover Washington Jr. That was one of the highlights of my career. And then played gospel with Dixie Hummingbirds. I played R&B with, recorded with Gerald Veasley, recorded with Teddy Pendergrass. Started recording my own CDs in 1992. And recorded 8 CDs for the Heads Up label. And now I have my own record label called Fanwave Media. And somewhere along the line we started the Bass Boot Camp back in 2002, excuse me. And that's been a labor of love. We're having our 10th camp this year, Bass Boot Camp.
That's nice. So has anybody come out of your bass camp? Have you found any prodigies?
We've had a lot of prodigies. One of our first scholarship winners at our camp was Adam Blackstone, who tours with Jill Scott and with Jay-Z and folks like that. And we've had just a number of great bass players, all sorts of genres. We've had at least 3 of our students have gotten scholarships to Berkeley. So we've turned out quite a few, you know.
How did you like the format of tonight where you were able to just play and display what you do, but then it's like a question-answer thing? How is that format? I thought it was kind of cool.
That format's really unique because people get a chance to see what you do, and they get to ask questions related to your career or related to technique and those sorts of things. And it's up close and personal, which is great too. So I loved it, and I love the performance aspect because that's in my blood. You know, being a performer, and to do it with I met these 2 musicians here today, the drummer Brandon and the keyboard player Joe, I think his name is. I gotta ask him, but we never played together before, which is also special about the style of music that we play. You could just kind of.
Okay, now we recorded them 3 playing, and like I said, they took them to church. You mean to tell me you never met them before?
I never met them. I met them seconds before we started playing together.
That's the beauty of live instruments. I mean, nothing beats a live band, and it's just because your soul pours through there. It was like the keyboard was your singer, and it was just no vocals at all, but I mean, you would have thought somebody, was just belting out melodies from singing, and you could just see everything pouring out, and that's the beauty of the live band, and I hope that never goes away. So what do you have advice for, up-and-coming musicians? Any advice for them?
Well, just be humble. Never stop learning. Never stop growing. Find a great teacher or teachers that can help mentor you, that you can come up under. And try to listen broadly and widely to a lot of different styles and a lot of players. And just prepare yourself, because it's a fun ride.
So what do you have coming up? Go on there. This is your time to shine and brag.
Well, I did a project a few years ago called the Electric Mingus Project. We play the music of Charles Mingus. So I'd done a lot of smooth jazz records, contemporary jazz, but now wanted to do something more related to my jazz roots. So we'll release that in February, the Electric Mingus Project. Check that out. And again, our 10th annual bass boot camp. So and my new label, Fanwave Media. So a lot of great things in the works. Sure. My website is geraldveasley.com. And you can find out about the club that I have. You can find out about the bass boot camp there. And the record label is fanwavemedia.com.
I want to thank you so much for taking the time out to talk with us. It was a pleasure watching you guys play. I mean, and like I say, they took us to church where we had had a good time listening. Gerald Veasley, everybody. This is The Outlaw, live at the Detroit Bass Fest, svmixradio.com, the best radio, not on radio. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you.